So in addition to making stimuli for your experiments, we can also use programming, particularly using Python programming, to do analysis of the experiment. In these sorts of experiments that I'm going to talk about here is we're going to look at videos. We will use a standard video camera to record a video, or we could stream an incoming input, and then we are going to analyze that video. In this case, for these sets of videos, we are going to use a robotic beetle. Okay, this robotic beetle is called Ringo. I just got it off Amazon, and here is the video that we get out. It's only a short one here, but the point should still come through. So here we have a fixed arena, an open field arena, and we have an element or an object inside that arena that we want to analyze. For this video, we will analyze its position relative to the arena itself. So the sorts of experiments that we would do here, so he's just going to run around. So the sorts of experiments that we do here are called open field test, where you can put a standard mouse in there or a rat in there, and you can measure for 5 minutes or 10 minutes where that animal goes, and if it stays still, or if it rears on its back legs, or if it sniffs, or if it grooms. So it's quite simple, and analysis can be done. What we're going to concentrate on this first video is how do we get this video from the file. So here it is, Ringo trial, so it's an MP4. How do we get this video file not in VLC media player, but rather into our own Python program, and then from that Python program into some sort of analysis, or into some sort of program or routine where you can go through and really pull out the information that you want to pull out. So we'll just minimize that there. I've got a demo in Anal. Okay, haha, very funny. Here, and what we're going to do is we're going to use OpenCV. So OpenCV is the modules that we can import into Python for the analysis side of things. So we have a look here. It's the OpenCV library. It's used for face detection. It's very, very powerful, but we can use it in Python, and we can use all of its image capture and its image analysis and its callback functions quite easily, actually. So how do we get it for Python? Well, let's have a look to see if we've got it first. So go to Python, your version of Python. Again, I'm running Python 3.6.5. Can you see that? Yes, you can. So what I will do is I'll just see, can I import? And the module is called CV2. So no errors were brought up there. I've actually pre-installed the OpenCV for Python. So we can exit out of that. If you tried to import the OpenCV and it threw up an error, no module or called CV2, then you would have to use your pip installer here. So pip install OpenCV Python is what you would put in, and it should do it all automatically itself. Now you will need, if you've already downloaded ScioPy, then NumPy, I believe, is already a part of that, and I think OpenCV does use a lot of NumPy backend for that, for its use. Okay, so grab your OpenCV, and then to import it, you'll need to use CV2, import CV2. So let's go back to here. So, and then its use is import CV2. Okay, so what are the steps that we do here? Let me just put this one here up. Oh, don't want that. Put that over there. Okay, so we'll import CV2. And so what we need to do first, or what I do first, is I create a variable for the file name, and I'll call that file. And this will give the path to your file. And so in my case, I've got it, Ringo trial is in this folder, these folders here. So if we have a look back here, there's Ringo trial. Where is it? Ringo trial there. And we are in Lab Notebook Desktop Programming Python demo. So we need to first get the file, a handle on the file. And what we'll do later is we'll create like a TK, which is like a GUI, so we can navigate towards that. Or we could use Qt-Py5 or Qt Designer to get a dialog box up. So we've got the file. Get the file name of your video. And then the next thing we want to do is we want to create basically the capture object. And so we'll call this vidCapture equals CV2. Where has it gone up here? Yep, CV2 dot video capture, and inside the brackets we need to give it the address for the file. So this is the video capture object. So now that we have that, we can now address the video capture object itself. So we've got that in the background there. What do we do next? Well, we've got essentially, we need to present it onto a window. So what we can do is we can go cv2.named window. I think that's lowercase, yes. And we'll call this OFT for Open Field Test Analysis. So now we're going to have a window and it's named what we name it here. And what we want to do in that window is we then want to present the video frames of the video that we've named file into this video capture object. So we have many frames here. So what we will need to do is make a loop, because we want to loop over and present each frame as it's returned from the video capture object or from the file. So there's two ways that we can do this. There's many ways that we can do this. I'll show you two ways. We can say while true or while one. So this will be the main playing loop. While true, okay. And then what we need to do is we need to read the frame from the file. Oh, I've got a midgie. So two things will be returned. So we'll get the return flag if a frame was returned, and the other one will be the frame handle, frame name. We'll just call it frame actually. Equals vidCapture dot read. So we want to read that frame. And then what we want to do is we want to show that frame onto the window that we made, the named window. So image show, and we want it to go to OFT, and onto OFT we want to show the frame. And so the frame here is called frame. It's quite straightforward. Okay, so this will continue on and continue on, continue on, continue on, continue on. But we have no end condition to this loop because we've said while true. So what we can do in CV2 is we've actually got functionality where it can actually record key presses to the keyboard. So what we'll do is we'll just create a variable here, and we'll just create a wait key. And it'll keep checking every millisecond for that, and we'll bitwise and xf. Okay, and then if key equals, I think it's 113. Let's have a look here. Yeah, 113. We'll go through that. We want to break. And once we've done that, we will then clean up, destroy all windows. I believe that's it there. Let me just have a look at my previous one. Destroy all windows. Yes. So this is tidying up. Tidy up. Now we could use destroy named window, and we could use the name here that we gave it. Okay, but we'll just destroy all windows there. I know I didn't put the point there, the dot. So here, we'll save that. We import the CV2. We then get the pointer to the file. We then create the video capture object. We name the window, and then basically we read through that video file from the video capture object. We show that frame. we then look for a keyboard press, and then if the keyboard press equals 113, we then break out. If keyboard press either doesn't do anything or it's 113, it's not 113, nothing's going to happen. It will then return the next frame and then play that next frame. So what is keyboard 113 mean? So we go ASCII table, and we have a look to see what 113 is, and we'll just look here. 113 is the letter Q. So that's in decimal. So if we push the Q button, Q for quit, all right, we will then break out of that loop. So we'll play that again, play that again. Now, Python will run this file, demo im_anal py. Okay, invalid syntax. Key. Right. I'm a doofus. We need to make that comme ça. Now, CV2 has no. Okay, cat pure. I've got really bad spelling. Not to worry. Here we go. So here we have. Can you see that? Yep. There is the video frames being returned and played. Okay, and then if I hit the Q button, okay, well, I hit it twice, it will then stop. So that is how we can play a video file. I'll play it again. Okay, I'm hitting L, I'm hitting K on the keyboard, spacebar, nothing's happening, escape, nothing's happening. If I hit Q, it will then quit. So that's the first way that we can play a video file, any video file we want. I'll stop this video there and we'll go on to the second way that we can control this loop.